Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're horny, or else why else would you be looking into this show? Don't you look away from me in shame. I know you have no pride. Oh, jeez, man, don't cry. Oh, fine. I'll review Rent a Girlfriend for you so that everyone can see that your guilty pleasure... Oh, he's gone. Story. Kazuya is a 20-year-old college student that recently got dumped by his 1-month girlfriend Mami Nanami. Utterly heartbroken and feeling lonely, he stumbled upon an app for rental girlfriends. In hopes of healing from his heartbreak, he goes on a date with rental girlfriend Chizuru Mizuhara, whose looks win over the virgin. However, after seeing the reviews of other clients that showed similar experiences, he goes full incel and rates Chizuru poorly for toying with his heart. Of course, she doesn't take that sitting down and berates Kazuya for his hypocrisy, but this is cut short when his grandmother suddenly goes to the hospital. When both arrive to see his grandmother in good spirits, the family questions why he's with such a high-tier gal, and with his immediate response being that they were a couple, forcing Chizuru to play along. This steadily devolves into a sugar daddy relationship, with Kazuya renting Chizuru every week in order to keep up the facade to his family. Besides the fact that this story is basically the plot line of Sum 41's early 2000s smash hit Into Deep, Rent a Girlfriend is about Kazuya desperately trying to manage a fake love life while also trying his hardest to get a real girlfriend. So yeah, this isn't exactly a show you're going to be watching for any kind of deep philosophical value or world building. Instead, you're going to get a show about a simp going down the I can't believe it's not prostitution rabbit hole as he inevitably falls in love with his fake girlfriend and tries to either climb out of this mess of lies he's made, or more likely fall even deeper into a pit of used tissues. Yes, indeed, the only reason you're going to watch this show through the B-level comedy cringe fest is going to be from Chizuru moment to Chizuru moment, and really, if you don't have a healthy portion of cute girls in your romantic comedy, why are you even watching anime? But really, seriously, the one thing that kept me watching from episode to episode is the morbid curiosity of watching a man fuck up so much while also hanging around a girl who he so clearly doesn't deserve. Sure, I suppose that there could be something to say with how the characters gradually get closer to each other, but you're not watching this show for real romance. And if you are, I'm sorry. Characters. Alright guys, let's get straight to the meat and potatoes. This is the Rent a Girlfriend tier list. Up we have Chizuru. Very obviously top tier waifu status since she's like the only rational character in the entire show. She's slightly tsundere, but actually defends Kazuya against well-deserved belittlement, which definitely shows that she's a fucking saint and is too good for this show. Right below her, we have the Justice tier, which just means we need justice for Ruka and Sumi. Ruka because the only person to get her heart racing was Kazuya, which in itself is probably a fate worse than death. And really, how can someone with a brain lead on a big titty GF who's all over you for simply being a good person that one time? Ruka needs to win because no one can ever come close to the pure unconditional love she gives, which leads us to the opposite side of the justice spectrum with Sumi, who's here because she only got one episode. Like, what the fuck? You can't make a character that is distilled adorable, put her in every OP, but only give her one fucking episode. I'm mad. I need more Sumi. Justice for Sumi. And way down here in Rachel tier, we have Mammy for being the personification of a two-timing bitch. She's literally a girl in high school that would spread rumors of her best friend fucking the chemistry teacher if she so much as thinks about having a healthy relationship with someone. Not only that, but how can you consistently try and get her with the MC? That's just as bad as Bam simping for Rachel even after being pushed. Like, it just feels so bad. And below even that, Kazuya, the man with no post-nut clarity. Kazuya, the stalker simp. Kazuya, the guy that can somehow fuck up easy decisions. Kazuya, possibly the worst, most cringe-inducing main character I have ever had displeasure of witnessing. Kazuya, the man that has a cheese grater for a brain and still somehow wins over the harem by being not a jerk to their face, even when stalking the shit out of them. Nah, wait, still better than Mimi. So, Timmy, tell the class what your favorite is.
You cannot hide your trash taste from God, Timmy.
Music. The opening theme is Centimeter by the Peggies. It's a pretty standard J-pop with a fat bass, high-feeling synth and piano, English rock-inspired guitars, and fun vocals. This is one of those songs that'll get stuck in your head without you realizing it, and probably the one thing I look forward to most when starting each episode. There are 2 ending themes for Rent a Girlfriend, and the first being Kokuhaku Bungy Jump by Halca. It's an interesting song for sure, with its rock polka feel during the verses, and beyond that it has these cocaine-fueled drums and full-sounding guitars and synths. It's a lot to take in when you listen to the full version. It's so crazy but drags you through this jam the deeper into the song you go. The second OP is First Drop, also by Halca. It's more traditional pop rock with how the guitars are more withdrawn and the drums a bit more subdued, while the vocalist takes a more prominent part compared to Bungy Jump. It's okay, but Bungy Jump is better. The background tracks for Rent a Girlfriend is unfortunately not as attention grabbing as the OP or ending. It's a lot more electronically inspired with the occasional rock jam, but really I think the only background song that people care about is Chizuru's theme, mostly because Chizuru commands all your attention, which is why you watch the show. It's just this very reverb-encased piano track that I've started to learn is the standard for introducing Best Girl. Remember fellas, if your girl has an emotional solo piano performance as her theme song, she's the keeper. Animation. Well, if you watched my mid-season review, you'll know that going from something well animated to Rent a Girlfriend is a bit of a splash of cold water to the retinas. Literally the best animated parts of the show is simply whenever the girls do cute things or have more dramatic moments. Specifically the girls. You can see it in the way they animated the lighting effects on their eyes and the subtle blush in their faces. For a second, you're captivated by how cute these girls look. And then it smacks you back to reality by zooming out to the scene and everything goes flat as a pancake. Animation is not the show's strong suit, whether it's the comedic moments when they turn chibi, the emotional moments, or the day-to-day fare. I mean, it's fine, it's gonna get you where you're going, but God, you're not gonna be overly impressed with anything they do movement-wise. Though, to its credit, it's the best animated non-sequel romance show of the summer 2020 season. I guess that's something. Fun factor. Alright, Timmy, explain to the strangers why you watched the show. You liked the girls? You thought it was funny?
Yes.
Alright, look, we both know only one of those is the real reason you watched this, and it ain't because this is the Louis C.K. of anime. Though, oddly enough, there is about just as much jacking off. Is Rent a Girlfriend fun? Well, I guess it depends on what you like most in the show. You watch anime for a good story? Then I guess you're gonna be out of luck here between the cliche romance plot beats, the stalking immune mental fortitude of the main characters, or the agonizing indecision that just leads us into a more ever-growing dumpster fire. The comedy is lowbrow and the animation is eh. Really, I think the only reason I kept watching was the spectacle of it all, mixed with a much better supporting cast of characters that held everything together. Yes, sometimes they did things that didn't make logical sense and their actions can get cringy, but it's how they deal with a dumpster fire plot that makes things interesting. Chizuru will be flustered with how close she has to be with Kazuya for the sake of their grandmothers, tipping between hot-tempered actress and generally kind person. Mami will continuously try to subtly break Kazuya's relationship even after he proclaimed that he wants to make her happy, and this snake-like behavior is almost enough to defend Kazuya's behavior, except when he simps for her whenever he smells the possibility of getting her pants, but not for Ruka? My girlfriend is like watching a near extinct species failing to procreate due to simply not being in the mood. It's the dumpster fire that somehow keeps you watching even when your soul says to click away. Conclusions. We all have a little bit of Timmy in all of us when it comes to shows like Rent a Girlfriend, a guilty pleasure whose only justification is to some a feeling of superiority over the main characters, as well as wanting to be dominated by the top tier waifus. If you watch Rent a Girlfriend, be prepared for lackluster story, good characters, and a bag of mysteriously empty popcorn. Averaging all of our scores, we come to a final score of 5.7 out of 10. You know what you're getting into. For alternate recommendations for a good comedic romance show, watch Kaguya Love is War. If you already have and are interested in more dumpster fire relationships, but with a more serious twist, then maybe check out Sing Yesterday for me. With that being said, I'm Zeosphere and I make regular anime content. Comment below what you thought about Rent a Girlfriend, like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more anime reviews. Until next time, stay cultured.